thoughts down.
Sure.
Okay. There we go. Sorry.
No problem. Yeah, so this a student, if the word she looked at was like betrayal, and then she wrote a down arrow, and she said that, a friend lied to her as kind of the why. I'm trying to introduce another column to sort of like push for abstraction, and I've been like experimenting with a few different like questions to do that, and one of which is like like where else do you see this happening in the world, or like how could you, like that's a very like specific moment for you, like a personal moment for you. How could we rewrite it to make it like more general for everybody? And yeah, and I'm seeing some like interesting stuff with that approach. And yeah, I think I feel like it's like that kind of moment is sort of emblematic of where I'm at with like a few of my students, where you like having a lot of success at the line level, and yeah, and just trying to figure out like ways of pushing them towards, like in that case, like what eventually becomes the paper about, like, like what it means to have power in a relationship or something like that.
Right.
And yeah, with text selection, I feel like it's been going really well. And part of it is the position I have this year sort of allows me to do that, because I'm either in small group or one. But I mean, it really is changing. Next time I'm in an ELA classroom, it's gonna be totally different, like based on this experience, just because it's been really like night and day. Like, the video I shared for today, like, I worked with that student in 9th grade, and in a class of like 35 kids, and she was really withdrawn, and heard her voice like once or twice, and yeah, I don't like the difference of like a student selected text, or just like getting to know enough about the student that I can like better informed text decision has made like a world of difference. So yeah. I feel like that's and I'm also just sort of, I feel like getting better at getting a sense of what a student might be interested in, just based on like some interview questions. So I feel like, yeah, I am making progress in that front.
That's great. Great. And it was, I don't know if you had a chance to, probably not with your busy day, but I did go in and watch the video, and I added some tags to it. Some really great. Yeah. My tags are less around your guiding questions, and they were more just around sort of my response to what I saw happening, and a lot more like around sort of affirmation. I did asked a few questions, but what I saw, I would totally echo everything you just said, that I saw those successes coming to life in that conversation with her, and what she was able to do with that text. It's very cool.
Yeah, it was so cool to see her, because it's just like this accumulation of a bunch of small moments, and just like talking about the zinc roof that her grandmother has, and just sort of she'll help me with the Spanish words, which I think is really like something she enjoys doing. And just being able to like tell me what the compo is and how it's different from the capital, and just that's been really cool. Yeah.
And I said this in one of my tags, but there are so many of the Hollyhock equity principles coming to life there too, around sort of her prior knowledge and content and context, and her being empowered to bring who she is. And there's, I wouldn't say it's easy, it's not easy to do one-on-one. Clearly it's easier to do than like that class of 35 you described when she was in ninth grade. But it takes some finesse to even one-on-one to build that rapport and to have her in relationship with you like that. So good stuff. Okay. So let's, I'm just referencing my notes. So let's move into talking more specifically about what you shared. And I have some sort of like pre questions related to the guiding questions that you shared, if that's okay. And I think it'll make sense why I'm asking them as we lead into the guiding questions. But so first, tell me a bit more about what's making you feel like you want to make a shift towards writing with students like Steph. And is it Udeli? How do you pronounce her name? Udeli?
Udeli.
Like why is writing feeling like it makes sense for you right now? Like tell me more about that. And that's not a loaded retort. It's not like a question I have an answer to. I'm like, it's a genuine curiosity.
I guess I'm seeing like a lot of success with like line level annotations, like using the strategy, and I feel like I'm getting a sense of like students enjoying those conversations as we're working through the text, and students finding them valuable, and I guess it's just kind of like a general feeling that when we get to kind of the summative moment at the end of the conversation, I tend to be I tend to be falling back on almost the questions that I used to start the conversation. So just like, like, is this does this overall feel like more hopeful or more pessimistic? And I also don't want to kind of like take all these cool abstractions and connections that surfaced in the conversation and then ask for like one reductive theme message. And I guess I'm just like thinking about ways of capturing all the stuff that surfaces in the conversation so that students feel like they have an artifact at the end of this, and that they sort of like see the value of everything they just said, and that it's like that, like it has value in that they said it, but also this like transferable value that they can bring to their writing. But like when I get to that moment of sort of like directing them to their writing, I feel like I'm kind of just saying like, that was great, like write about it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that. And to follow up, so I think I heard sort of two things in there. The sort of, you mentioned them wanting to have an artifact that feels valuable and that allows them to like capture and honor. And I noticed this in the video where you kept saying like, let's go back to that. Do you want to write some of that down? You just made some really good points, right? Sorry, my daughter just walked out and distracted me. And so I hear you already mining those. When you say an artifact that's valuable that captures all those rich ideas, does it have to be writing in sort of the more full-length analytical, like based on what this class is or what you can make it to be?
No, it definitely doesn't have to be writing. I think, I think I'm just trying to be mindful of